But all right, and we're in the game. Let's do this. All right, I'm on the mat. Yeah, I press 2. Yahtzee. Okay. But all right, so let's go down. So we're working on I'm live there if you want to turn that. Turn, keep turning it right there. Yeah, that's good. But okay, so we're working on, so if this guy's down parterre, go down here, and I've got I'm gonna go in here to this reverse claw. So I've got my hand is holding into the armpit, but my elbow is doing the gripping. I'm gonna lift, carry, and I've got tight waist. Now I've got right elbow is gripping. Okay, now he's gonna start parterre defense. He's gonna start walking left, and he's gonna start inside rotating up here. Right, this is what it looks like. I'm trying to get to my gut. I'm finding my lock. I'm trying to settle in and start looking left. Here, this guy's rotating and fighting hard here, and he's going to keep fighting on that, right? Right now, he's on his right hip because this would be parterre for freestyle Greco. The way you do anything is the way you do everything, okay? What the things that are true are going to proof over and over and over again. They're always true, okay? Always true. Lower T, true, which is like worldly true, and then capital T, true, which would be kingdom truth, okay? So if all I do is he comes up to his right knee instead, this exact same position is what happens in folk style. Here, this inside rotation. This is why you're seeing the inside rotation happening so well, okay? When he starts rotating up to this knee, this big, when I start trying to go thigh pride, now my right, if he's got his right hip like anchored, he's got pressure out in his right hip, then I can't, my right hand won't find this thigh pry underneath. Like it doesn't find anything of power. If his left knee's on the mat here, now the physics work. Now my thigh pry anchors into his hips and there's strength in it. But as he rotates this inside knee up here, I don't have that grip anymore. So now my elbow has to be doing the gripping because there's nothing for my hand to hold on to, okay? So now the transition, when I try to go tight waist and hop sides, it's just not going to work. He's going to be back up, and now he's walking his hands backwards, and he's going to start hitting his stand up, right? Okay, and so this is where we start having issues, and we're seeing the way this position gets wrestled really developing, okay? So now when I spiral on thigh pry here, okay, and I'm hanging, as he starts to rotate up with this inside knee, all I'm going to do here is, I can be on this staple, which helps me like keep him from walking his hands back farther, okay? But when I go knee behind here, now I start lacing, I start just wrapping my elbow over the top here. Now all I'm going to do is walk, I'm laying on my left hip, hanging here, right elbow is gripping tight in the hip. I'm hanging into his left knee here with my left hip, and as I walk forward, I walk him in this circle, and I wind up in this beautiful cross wrist. He feeds his hand to me every time, and I can just roll and grab it, right? So my elbow, like my hand isn't gripping anything. My right elbow has the grip here, okay? And as he tries to keep looking left, like it just doesn't matter. I can wrap into the wrist, and as I cinch into his hip here, now I've got him. Now, if I pull this tight waist high into his lat here, I really don't have the power. I don't have any control of his hips, actually. He's stuck in here, but I don't have control of his hips. Where if I pull this hand here, now I have control of the hips, okay? So big deal is not pulling the tight waist to the lat. You're going to see this some in NCAAs this week. When you watch, you're going to see guys trying to hit this tilt. They're going to be high, and as they try to hit the tilt, this guy's head's going to pop, like it's going to pop out, and they're going to miss it, okay? Because they're going full send. I've got to be intentional on where I sense this thing, and then that turns into my roll through tilt, which is really just like my gut wrench, okay? So rewind you. Whoop, boom, here. So we're back in. I've got this big tight waist, staple, knee behind us. I'm trying to run this together here, okay? I'm doing the same thing we were doing before. That back knee was in the butt. All I'm going to do is walk my feet, okay? Now, if he was stepped up here somehow, I wouldn't want my feet to walk underneath him here where he could start grabbing my leg with his right hand. Okay, this is not it. Although there's a way for this still to work out, it's incredibly niche, and I do not recommend. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm running behind his legs here, and as long as my knee is up, like it seems kind of weird for me to walk my feet that far in front of me. I'm going to keep my knees back so they're pointed into him. And as I drive, it puts him down here, right? And so that goes immediately, whatever play he makes next is the wrong one because I'm into my tilt all day. Or I can start lifting the back leg to take him over with my butterfly. There's like so many saucy details there, okay? The skill that makes all this possible is the elbow grip, okay? I like to teach this. I like to talk about it here. I'm going to go into jiu-jitsu position. So if I'm trying to do a triangle, obviously my feet don't work like hands, okay? And so if you're like, everybody's just trying to like lock their legs here and use their feet, which are like less good, they're like hands, but not as good, okay, obviously. And so when I'm trying to do a triangle, I want to hold on to him. I'm holding on to him with the back of my knee, okay, with the top of my calf right here. That's what grips him, okay? If he's I'm holding on to this elbow, he's trying to posture up. My brother is really good. He talks about like frog tonguing, about like reaching and like slapping this thing on here, trying to get all the stitches of your pants leg onto him. And now this is really tight, and I'm able to wrap in my triangle beautifully, right? So even if he was trying to go up, I would just go reach with my knees and wrap. And now even without holding on to him, he can't go up, posture up. He's stuck in the loop because of the back of my knee, right? So the idea is that I'm using my knee pits to hold on to him for all of that, okay? Jiu-jitsu teaches that same thing. If I'm behind him and I'm looking for this rear naked choke, it's all about the elbows, the creases of the elbows doing the work, right? It's the creases of the elbows, okay? And so when I'm on this grip now, he's go down in parterre. We're in our freestyle Greco stuff. I'm knee behind, knee in the butt, knee in the ribs. Go tight to the hip, hand in. And I'm actually going to sit to this hip. Oops, sorry, I just jumped on your arm. I'm going to go, my hip and my elbow are tight here, okay? Right hip, right elbow. I'm over the shoulder. Now here, this is what's really big deal is I've got my knee wedged into his armpit as well. Here, so I've got a little box, knee, hip, hand, elbow, and he's kind of stuck in here. He can't really wiggle left, right, like move. There's not a lot of movement room for him here, okay? I've got him stapled. As I lift this up, I'm going to run his head in a circle, and there's my tight waist here, okay? Now I've got my feet back so you can see the hand, but what I want is my knee into his ribs here. So he look into me here. Now he can't look in and change hips the way he wants to. So as I post behind the elbow and I swap here, now it's pretty easy to start cupping and running up over this into my turn. This automatically, this turns into basically like a tilt position. This is the first gut wrench I learned, was a trap arm gut from a guy at Nebraska in like 2000 and I don't know, man, 2005 probably. The 97 pounder from Nebraska. I don't know what his name was, but he was yoked out of his mind. I still remember him holding on to this joker like this. And I thought, if my arms look like that, I could probably hold on to him too. Okay. Tight waist, collect the arm. I didn't realize then how much technique there was to it. It only took, 20 more years to figure out what he was talking about. Okay. So cross wrist here and then X lock on top. So instead of holding on here and hugging, watch what happens with my hands. I just go cross wrist here and then I lock down on top. We call this X lock here. So I've got the cross wrist and my own wrist, and then my elbow is connected to. So I have 4 connection points. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. My hands and my elbows are all working for me here, and I've really got a hold of this guy. Okay, now I can keep gutting him on through to my right, or I can belly him down and score at will wherever we want to go. One more time. Over the shoulder. Boom, here. So everything's tight. I'm going to sit under. All I do is take my right knee that's in his butt, and I'm just going to shoot it up into his armpit here. That's the only movement that changes. Here, I'm already weighting my right hip. I just go shoot, lift, run. Here, now I've run him in a circle, and my knees are on assignment. As I swap back, boom, here. If I keep him posted off, it's kind of easy to turn him already, and there's a lot of pressure. If I let him come back, keep turning in, and he starts inside rotating, here. Now all I'll do is drive my knee in, and I'm gonna run with my right knee in his butt, and my elbow grip, my right elbow and my right knee are gonna run him up over this arm into my X lock. It's just a simple lift. Rewind. Here, like there's weight in my elbow. I just literally like drive off my elbow to lift our hips underneath. Boom, there's the grip. It's very like there's a lot of pressure, but it doesn't have to be done really aggressively. Like it's all technique, okay? That makes this happen. Taking through into my score, and I'm going to tech fall this guy here now. Okay. Now notice my knee position as I do this, because I'm showing a couple of variations. This is nerd stuff, okay? But this is the difference in the guy. Like you're like, I know that move, and then the guy tech falls you in Vegas with it, okay? There's a difference in those two techniques, okay? Like you're like, I learned that move at camp too. I learned that move at club this spring, and then you go to Vegas and somebody tech falls you in 20 seconds, okay? Here, I'm going to sit under, lift to get to the lock, boom, come back. Here, as I'm trying to come back, I'm pushing off this elbow to make it a little harder on him, but he keeps fighting and he's rotating hard. Here, okay, now I'm trying to get to this, keep coming. He's run like inchworms, like ratchet strap. Boom, my lock. And Braxton could do this to me just as easily. Come back. Over the shoulder, lift and carry. Oh, it's terrible. All right, now post behind that elbow. He's trying to hold me off here, and I'm like, as I fight back in anyways, he's going to go elbow to elbow over the top. Now put your walk your knees in just a little bit. Yeah, back knee, good. Now you're nice, little nice elbow to elbow. Yeah, feel that connection there. All right, now let's take us back up over that thing. Go. Oh, so bad. So bad. Nice cut. All right. Woo, it's pretty tough. If 140 can gut 240, then it works, okay? Oh, that's terrible. It's so tight. He's like, hey, you've been doing this on me the whole time. Screw you. Okay, so if this guy's in a quad pod, let's put him in a quad pod. Boom, tight waist, knees behind. I'm going to run to this. We call this the Forrest roll here, okay? Jax Forrest is the first guy we saw do this. He did this to us 4 years ago, and now we realized that, like, hey, it works pretty well. Now everybody knows who Jax Forrest is. When he was like a freshman and a nerd, nobody knew, and then he was tech falling everyone. So all I do is start running, and then I just collapse into this. And you put the roll together on the way because you're holding on with your elbows. So let's say I go 2-on-1. 2-on-1. Cinch it down to the mat here. Start running. I go elbow grip, knee behind, run, boom. And now I'm in my X lock on top. All of a sudden, it's pretty disgusting, okay? I can cut this guy to pieces off here. So that's a big deal. And then this also becomes a thing. So the way that I grip this guy from behind, elbows here underneath, right? I'm running everything together. X lock. The way this is all happening on the mat in parterre, technically it works from top, lifting for my locks here. If I take his back, so I'm duck, chest in, boom, here, lifting, holding on. And then if I get into over-unders, I'm looking for this same elbow grip. So I'm ratcheting, and I'm trying to, now I've got a pretty decent elbow grip in his lat. Here, as I start reaching deep, he's in trouble. Knees in, I've got him. Ratchet. I get this elbow grip. My elbow has his lat in there, has his armpit. Here, okay, boom. I can catch the back hip. There's my lock. Or I can step deep. Boom, here's my lock, okay? And he's in my elbows. Now notice how deep I've stepped to. This is a whole different lesson, but I'm stepping deep enough that my toe is not on the mat and he's saddled up, okay? From here, I would recommend bringing my second knee in so I can either back step and take him up in the air or bring my second knee in and he's in my chair and now I can pop. We've got all of our Suplex arena set up upstairs. Works beautifully. One more time. Lost my TikTok fam. I'm going to show you one more time over here. Ratchet. Here, boom. Now I'm holding on to him with my elbow. Same idea we've been talking about the whole time. Boom. Stepping deep here, okay? When I bring the second knee in, I've got him. I also see this in other positions. We were talking about like looping his head here. If I want to headlock him here, I've got double overs, I back step, looping. So we taught our headlock here. Collar tie here, step. Oh, I'm already right leg, go feet square for me. Here, punching and cross stepping together, punch and cross step, punch and cross step, punch and cross step here. And I'm going to collapse my elbow over the top as I rotate. Punch. I'm getting that triangle grip with my elbow behind the head. I'm not grabbing early. Long loop. Boom. 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 It's all about the elbow connection. Unlock your elbows and use them in all your positions, okay? Hope that helps you guys. Appreciate you being live with us today. Hey, look, we're doing something every week. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. Me and MJ, we've been talking about this for years, okay? We're certainly capable of making viral content, the content that you engage with all the time, and you pick up one little nugget, but we really believe there's a need for something deeper, a deeper study in all positions, okay? And so we want to encourage you to go deeper, to move past the surface level understanding. The word talks about that. It says, let us move on from our basically our childish ways, right? Our initial understanding and move on to a more mature faith, a more mature belief, a more mature understanding. And so we want to talk to you guys about a more mature approach to your wrestling in all positions. When I say wrestling, I mean one human grappling another human, okay? The rule set determines maybe the way that you use that technique, but folk style, freestyle, Greco are all wrestling. MMA has wrestling, okay? We love jiu-jitsu around here. We're big time jiu-jitsu guys. We've been training for years, and so hopefully be up for that black belt soon. We'll see, okay? But we've been grappling, man. We're long down the rabbit hole in this thing, but we want to give it to you in a way. So whoever you are, if you're a wrestler that is trying to get better at folk style, freestyle, Greco, you want to go to college. Maybe you're in college and you're trying to like punch to the next level. You want to be an All-American, or you're trying to. We're always trying to get to that next level. So wherever you are, if you're a jiu-jitsu guy that's just trying to not suck at wrestling, like this is the channel for you. We got you, okay? So we're going to start going live every week at 11. We might do some more things, but we're going to do our Wednesday call at 11. We'll be live like this for free. If you're able to be on live, catch it for free. It's literally free. But then once it goes down, it's gone unless you catch it behind the paywall. Check us out, ironcladmethods.com. All that stuff is available behind there. It's $20 a month for the live thing that we're doing and everything else, okay? And then what we're about to do when we turn these cameras off, I'm going to jump in here, and we've got our pro group that we meet with afterwards. These guys are awesome. A bunch of pro coaches, athletes, people that want to be in the coach's office for that conversation. So maybe that means you're a coach. Maybe that means you're a parent that's like, hey, you're really into this. You're the leader kind of in your community on the wrestling thing. Maybe you're a captain. You want to be a captain. You're one of those type of wrestlers on the team, okay? And you want to be in the coach's office for that conversation that's going to happen afterwards. That's what we do in there. We call it the pro group, okay? It's not for amateurs. It's for people that want. You don't have to be a professional. You don't have to be making money for wrestling. You can be a volunteer, but you just want to level up, okay? And so that's what we do after this, and we're going to jump in just a minute and do that. Make sure you listen. Hope you guys enjoy this week. Greatest week ever. Number one, it's my birthday today. Number two, NCAA starts tomorrow, the greatest 3 days in sports. So I call this the greatest 4 days of the year. We're gonna jump in here and have some fun, man. You guys have fun this week. We might do some live stuff with you guys, maybe some watch parties or something to hang out with you guys as well. But tell everybody where you can find us. We'll see you every week at 11 or in that pro group afterwards. Check us out, Ironclad Methods. We'll see you on their side. Later, bye. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed this thing, man. Pretty cool. Y'all are legit. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you on the other side.